My name's Dave Quicksall, and I'm a teaching artist with Arts Impact. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm coming to you live, well, digitally from my backyard in West Seattle. I would like to acknowledge that I live, work, and play on the unceded and traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, and that I occupy this land. Also, my co-writer for this lesson, art specialist Zophia Olson, hails from Kettle Falls in eastern Washington, the traditional territories of the Colville Nation. And the lesson that we are presenting today is entitled, What is Sharing? It is an integrated lesson using theater arts and social emotional learning at the pre-K and K levels. It appears that there are some students who lack the social emotional skills that help them thrive in the classroom. These gaps in experience primarily manifest through emotional outbursts or shutting down when things don't quite go their way. And so this lesson was designed to help acclimate young children in how to be in the classroom. There's a lot of skills they need to be in the classroom. So in this lesson, students will explore the meaning and the actions of sharing. Working with a partner, the student will take turns sharing a toy and reflect on the benefits and challenges of sharing. In pairs, students will also link the concept of sharing with the concept of cooperation by taking turns pretending to be a teacher and a student. So this lesson requires enough toys or stuffed animals, toy cars, dolls, you know, whatever works. And you begin by modeling the skills of sharing to the class with one of your students. So the dialogue may look something like this. You know, you bring the student up and you have a toy and you're playing with it. And the student might say something like, "Oh, I really like that bear." And so you just reply, "You want to play with it too?" "Yeah, sure." Okay, and then you take turns playing. And the big idea is to model talking. And so you can guide the students as they play and they share into really dialoguing about what they're doing, so that it's not just a matter of handing a toy back and forth, but it really is about engaging with one another and talking about it. So it could take on many forms. I mean, the toys could take on a voice. You know, like, "What does your bear sound like?" "Oh, how are you today?" You know, it can take on any realm of possibilities as far as the play that goes. And I think the sense of play is extremely important. So I thought I would just model as best as I can by myself. I'm not surrounded by students. The warm-up for this lesson. And it's basically an exercise in guided imagery and sequencing. You'll be leading the kids through a reenactment of their morning, starting with waking up and going through their morning's routines and the sequence of activities until they arrive at school. One thing that will make these guided recalls successful is if you pretend and reenact along with the students. And I interact with the kids in various ways because everyone's morning is different. So instead of me dictating what the morning sequence is, I ask them what they do. And oftentimes I get all kinds of different sequences. So some kids may brush their teeth and then eat their breakfast. Some kids may eat their breakfast and then brush their teeth. Some kids may stay in their pajamas all the way up to the point before they leave the door. So you really can, if you're on the floor dialoguing with them, you can really acclimate the sequence to encompass everybody's experience so that nobody feels left out. And so one of the things I like to do is just say, so here we are. We're gonna, what did you do this morning? What's the very first thing you did? You know, and kids may say, "I ate my breakfast, I got ready for school." Well, the first thing you had to do is wake up, right? So how about we all go to sleep and so, you know, just lie down on the floor. You know, do the snoring thing. They always love that. And then you have to wake up. Maybe some kids have an alarm. You got to turn the alarm off. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's their parent telling them to get up. They got to wake up. And they stretch. You know, maybe they scratch their head and then what's next? You know, some kids may say, we get dressed. Okay, well, what goes on first? You know, I put my pants on first, you know. And you may also get stuff like, you know, you have to put on your underwear. So you just, you know, roll with it in that regard. And so we have to put on our clothes. Okay, I'm gonna put my pants on and then put my shirt on. Oh, don't forget your socks, right? Got to put your socks on. Okay, now I'm ready to go. What do we do next? Oh, I got to eat my breakfast. Well, what'd you have for breakfast? Oh, I had cereal, I had waffles, I had fruit. And then there are some kids who don't have breakfast until they get to school. And so maybe the sequence is they have breakfast when they get to school. So oftentimes I've had kids say that, like, I didn't have breakfast at home. So then I will just ask, well, what'd you have when you got here? So the idea is that it doesn't have to happen at home, it may happen at school. And they have to get their backpack, and then they, you know, all of the sequences of going to school. And this could be as long or as short as you need it to be to just sequence through the morning and get to school. So that's, you know, in a nutshell, the gist of this lesson. And on behalf of Zophia and myself, I thank you for giving it a try, and have fun with it. And I think as much as you can, encourage the kids to play and share. And when they take on the role of the teacher, to try to help them see the world through your perspective. Hopefully through the experience of pretending to be a teacher, they will learn a lot about how challenging and hard you work in the classroom. But I thank you very much, and take care, stay safe during this challenging time we're in right now. Thank you very much.